All right, well, it is 5:15 on March 19th, 2024. I will go ahead and call the meeting to order, and then I'm going to assert my authority and change the how we do this first roll call. I will do the roll call, and I'm going to start with Kyle Lindberg.
Here.
Gina Rudolph.
Here.
Troy Shaben.
Here.
Sharon Kroger.
Here.
Jenny Kelly.
Here.
Richard Peterson.
Here.
Jane Smith.
Here.
Thanks for showing up. I know this might be the last time you get to say that. So
I know. Don't
appreciate
start.
you being here for your,
Don't.
kind of like that, I want to make it official that you were accounted for today. So thank you. Now you can, I'll turn it back over to the normal way we do this. So,
You got all emotional.
Way to go, Mayor.
that's all right. That probably be a little bit of that off and on tonight for a while. So she's earned some emotions. So. And so have we. So, the clerk did give us an agenda. I don't think it's changed, although what I just did is a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Kroger, second by Lindberg.
Roll call. Lindberg.
Aye.
Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaben.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
See what you started?
Sorry. Other than the conflict to my right, I think we're okay with anything that might come up tonight. So I don't have anybody has them, state them now or along the way. Under the consent agenda, these are all under one motion, discussion. Minutes of the March 5th, 2024 council meeting, claims list number 1310 in the amount of $385,401.41. I think everybody saw. I mean, there's some large ones, but the one large one is the sheriff's
Office.
Yeah, Sheriff's Office was 205.
Mower.
And then we have expenditure and revenue reports from the month of February of 2024. HMU sewer and landfill reconciliation report from February of 2024, and the sheriff's statistical report for February of 2024. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Rudolph, second by Peterson.
Roll call. Lindberg.
Aye.
Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaben.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
First up, under other business, we need to approve the standard DOT title. I looked this up, make sure I remember. Number 6, I think is what this is. Assurances for river access and water trail project. We did get a little input on that. Gino, let's let you maybe give a little bit of
Sure.
information.
This, as well as the next two items on the agenda, are very similar to what happened back in 2018, which I'm sure you all remember just like yesterday. When receiving federal highway funds, this relates to the river access project, and one of the funding elements, as we've just shared before, is through the DOT and the Title VI, which is the non-discrimination, gets in the Civil Rights Act, and this was done in 2018. We essentially need to refile these and update these. It literally is same agreements to talk with Steve Gerber at the DOT a week before I left. And that's what these relate to, and they need to be updated on file for us to ensure we access that $273,000 for part of the river access project. That's what these three items relate to.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve standard DOT Title 6 assurances for river access and water?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Lindberg.
Roll call. Lindberg.
Aye.
Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaben.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
B is approve the Title VI agreement for the river access and water trail project. Is there a motion for that?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Kroger.
Roll call. Lindberg.
Aye.
Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaben.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
C is the Resolution 2559 appointing the Title VI coordinator, which is Gene Geddes.
Yeah, just pulled up on the screen, it was in your packet as well. I was also identified as a coordinator back in 18, and back in 18 I had the joy of, I shouldn't say joy, it was it was enlightening and educational, in which I read through their programming guide, and then Steve Gerber actually stopped on site and did some training and audit at that point. So I remain in the role as our Title VI coordinator.
Is that when you and Mike floated down the river in those kayaks? Is that what you did?
No,
Was that
no.
something different? No?
Although that was with the River Access Project, it wasn't. But I'd float again if it meant we could get these funds. So. Like I'd probably
I could walk, I was gonna say, you were walking in mud, I don't know if you could float.
So, and this was the same as it was
Okay.
in 18 as well, and continue as the coordinator.
All right, is there a motion for Resolution 2559?
Motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Rudolph, second by Lindberg.
Roll call Lindberg.
Aye.
Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
D is, well, I guess I can't just say it's the same thing we just did. This is something new. Okay. D is Resolution 2560, approving the budgeted transfers for FY 23-24.
This packet of transfers are the transfers that were discussed and approved at our last budget session last year. And these are usually done in the spring. Our local option sales tax, employee benefits, levy, TIF, emergency levy, general fund transfers to our 810 capital accounts, sewer fund transfers to debt service for bond payments, and our general fund transfer to the downtown upper story. So those were all discussed and approved when we went through our budget season last year. And this is a formality that we approve this resolution to complete those transfers. Does anybody have any questions about any of them or any of the worksheets that were attached?
I don't know if you're all about the packet. Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion for Resolution 2560?
I'll motion.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Kroger.
Roll call Lindberg.
Aye.
Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
And next, we need to receive and file the Insurance Committee minutes from March 6th of 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Kroger, second by Rudolph.
Fine.
Roll call Lindberg.
Aye.
Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
And then out of that meeting, we need to review the recommendation to renew the property and casualty and workers' comp insurance from EMC. Anybody have any questions or about that?
And a few of them, so you, at the meeting with, again, it's a combined committee, just like with our health
Do I need to abstain from
was, we have representatives from both HMU and the city, since we were sharing those policies. Although it's been frustrating, and, our agent, or with the agency, Brent Sheedy, and most of this coverage is with EMC. We don't use ICAP, which is the other main municipal coverage. The last 2 years especially has been frustrating with increases. You don't like this, well, we aren't alone in it, but I went back to look at the last 5 years and was able to confirm this with Brent, that our average 5 year has been 5%, yet our combined average this year with the, which was talked about at the meeting, was 13.89% for property liability and work comp. Yet that 5 year average has been 5%. But again, the last 2 years is what's really been the more significant ones. One of the committee members, I know it brought up that, at some point do we look at other alternatives, not only ICAP, but even could be partially self-funding, or what are any new trends out there? If things don't level off in the next 3 to 5 years, how sustainable is a 15 to 20% increase every year? When you're paying, I think our combined premium was $300,000. I think it was when I say combined premium, HMU and the city's combined premium for all these coverages. And It's a lot of premium. But we also have a lot of assets and things we're covering for our public, but are there any new trends or insurance trends out there? So that's not for action, it's just more background that was discussed at the meeting. And these, I guess these averages were plugged into our budget for next year. So it wasn't like we were totally not expecting the combined 13% increase. That was all the additional comments we
Okay.
had.
Anybody have any questions?
And that increase when you moved the law enforcement perspective of it, doesn't that take some things away from the
Yes.
plan schedule and you figure that vehicles and manpower and then
We did confirm that we removed those.
Okay. I have no further
Insurance
questions.
is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rule the world.
But you can't be without it.
No.
So,
Just that one time, just didn't have it. Okay, so is there a motion to, I guess,
A motion.
accept the recommendation?
Second.
Motion by Rudolph, second by Kroger.
Roll call Lindberg,
Aye.
Rudolph,
Aye.
Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly. Aye. Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
F is receive and file Park and Recreation Committee minutes from March 12th of 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Kroger, second by Lindberg.
Roll call Lindberg,
Aye.
Rudolph,
Aye.
Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
And out of that meeting, those minutes, review the recommendation to increase the punch pass price to $60, which I think we kind of talked about. We already had that in there, I think, before, so. Any questions about that?
This puts it more in line with, or much more in line with the recommendation on the daily pass price to $7. The administration staff brought that back to the Parks Commission for additional review. This makes it more in line with what the previous gap was between the punch pass and the daily rate. And then the second item out of that, which you'll look at next, is just provide additional more additional consideration for public input on the swimming lessons.
They recommend an hour.
Initially it was an hour, and then after some additional contemplation and talking with some staff, it's like, why can't we do both? Which I think was a tremendous outcome to meet more family needs and more flexibility. So it's been good, I think, very good process to have those vetted and reviewed and brought back to the full governing body to hopefully solidify these. It could be nice changes.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Peterson.
Roll call Lindberg,
Aye.
Rudolph,
Aye.
Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
And then would be also a recommendation to offer both 1 hour and 30 minutes swim lesson sessions.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Kroger, second by Peterson.
Roll call Lindberg,
Aye.
Rudolph,
Aye.
Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next up, we have a review a quote from Murphy Heavy Contracting for the 4th Street Bridge Project, which Jeff Musich is here. Gene, do you want to give
I'll provide some
insight into that?
preliminary comments.
Jeff wants to make comments, he sure can too.
So yeah, Jeff Musich is here, our street superintendent, has been doing a tremendous amount of review and legwork on this. We initially started looking at options on this with a study and hydraulic study last fall. We know that bridge was closed for a couple of winters due to its poor condition. And then the last year and a half has been closed permanently because of actually some of the structure itself had failed. And we reviewed that hydraulic study as well as some initial recommendations of reinforced concrete box culverts. And as you may recall, those prices were in the $500,000 to $700,000. We started looking at options with a smaller structure more maintenance-related, a maintenance concept, and that was with Murphy as well, and Murphy has done a tremendous amount of bridge work throughout the area in central Iowa, and they give us initial quotes on a precast concrete structure, and again, we brought some of this to the streets committee, and that quote before was just under $300,000, and we again kept going back to the drawing board, and the last 60 days, I know at least I've given some written updates that we continue to kick around alternatives, and this is the most updated alternative, and we think it's the right direction to go. And the reason it's coming before council, before going back to committee, is it's time sensitive, just due to fluctuating material costs. These numbers are good for 15 days, so that between the I-beams, which is probably the steel is the greatest component, but this is $182,000, $182,350. And Jane and Jeff and Ashley worked last week in identifying the financing sources. The main financing source, just to restate for you and for the public, is part of our ARPA money. We had already predetermined to go towards either storm sewer or in this case, a bridge crossing. So about $150,000 of this is coming from the ARPA money. And we need to have that contracted by the end of this year, which this would well meet that requirement. So this is a 20-foot or less concrete bridge with I-beams, so it'll be concrete slab, and then a lot of the steel piling with all, the steel sheeting, and then also the I-beams for the piling. So anything I missed there, Jeff?
No, just a good point put out there, it's not gonna be a wood structure like the old one, steel pilings. Yeah, you know what water does with wood, but Adair County's putting them up throughout the county, they're working great, longevity's there. Yeah, for the price that we got on this quote, it's time to jump on it and get enough feedback from the town on when this is going to be done, so good time.
Get into that busy season down there too.
Yeah.
When do they plan on starting, or what's their
It's
schedule?
gonna be the 1st of May. If I
nice.
give them the okay tomorrow morning, they'll order material. They'll be here 1st of May, end of June, finish date,
Before fair.
before fair.
Plenty of coordination yet to happen, but there's some time sensitivity to it, and I really appreciate the team. That we've been diligent in looking at options, and again, we've met with this group, and actually Chris Frederickson, the new county engineer, came and met with us on site one day with Murphy down there 3-4 weeks ago again. And done a lot of behind the scenes legwork and evaluation. That's why I want to bring this recommendation for hopeful approval to you.
And have we used them before, or the county's used them before?
The county has.
County has,
County
okay.
does.
They've been around a long time.
And Brandon Burmeister from the county has, been an engineer for them, has looked at these and gives it the blessing. They're, like I say, they're working great for Adair County. So, I think that's we're in the right footstep here.
Well, thanks for pursuing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, kudos.
Appreciate it.
Thank you to you and your team. Looks like you guys they have a little work to do with it too, but bringing the cost down, I mean, that helps.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Kyle, for the public. There's not just consideration, but there's inclusion in here that some of the city staff or some of our city equipment assisting with hauling out additional with some material between backfill and additional riprap and whatever else we can help with, but that was also factored in to make this cost more manageable.
Good job. Is there a motion to approve the quote?
I will make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Peterson.
Roll call Lindberg,
Aye.
Rudolph. Aye. Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you.
Moving right along to City Administrator's report.
Highlight a few things this evening. Some of this is recap even from last meeting. We want to keep it fresh and in front of you all as well as the public that, as Todd may mention again tonight as well, but again, Wednesday, April 10th, 10:30 at the library. Again, it'd be great if any of our elected officials could be there for National Library Week and an ambassador visit. We've got a fantastic library with, again, much, much more than just books. So,
What time is that?
10:30 on Wednesday, April 10th. Again, nice article in the paper last week about Grandma B's playground. I felt the newspaper did a very nice job with that. And sympathies again to the Beeman family, yet so much appreciation for their financial support and making a huge impact towards that future Green Playground Reimagined project. I didn't see the last update, but my guess is we're probably in the 4:30 mark. But we'll report on that next meeting. But definitely making some significant headway there. And then the second to last comment, it was in your claims list, but just wanted to point out that Kelly worked diligently, did actually sign replacement for the single-face digital sign at Turk Center. So I commented before that sign's been broken and it's been there, 17 years, 18 years. So that was in your claims list at $10,000, but that was that sign replacement. I don't know when that's going to be replaced, but just FYI again to you and the public that will be done. The last item, which I had pointed out 2 meetings ago in the last meeting, and I'm sharing it again this meeting, and I'll share it more on the public hearing date, and that is regarding the updated, the changes due to the House File 718. Going to sound like a broken record, yet I think it's so important that not only for us, but the other taxing entities and for our citizens that we're doing our best to educate on what they're receiving. One of the last couple of papers, the public notices did appear. Again, our public hearing will be 5 p.m. on Tuesday, April 2nd. I haven't seen, I'm guessing the next few days is when the new statement will be received in everyone's mailbox. And that is what I think where the most education could happen. And the two terms which I've shared before are, it's misleading. That statement's misleading and it provides the wrong impression because it shows a negative, like ours is negative 16.22 on impact for this example statement. And that's unfortunately very misleading. And the real story, and which I've shared with you before, and this, this is the 5-year chart, year over year. And the green, so we're actually, in terms of real tax dollars, property tax dollars, we're requesting 6.36% more than the previous year. Although last year we actually requested a negative 3.54%. This isn't intended to be I'm not going to sit here and dizzy with data, but it's important that if people have questions, please reach out to City Hall. We'd be happy to explain the city tax side of it. We can even provide some sample calculations to how your city taxes are calculated. And it won't take a PhD in statistics or mathematics to figure that out. And then the last item to accentuate this is looking at a 5-year, which is this 5-year average. So the 5-year average for average increase in property tax asking has been 1.75%. And then again, compare that to the 5-year annual inflation, which is more than double that, 3.96%. And just would reiterate that our governing body, as well as administration, staff, and finance, has been very prudent, very diligent over the last 5 to 10 years and being responsible with dollars. We've also had some growth. We've had things like Harlan Plaza and other things that hit the tax roll, Hanson House development. Those, future development is what helps sustain things and grow as a community. So having that, as well as being prudent and fiscally responsible, I think we'll come out with a good result. Again, just want to accentuate that as people get that tax statement, the bottom numbers they are misleading, and it's not meant to deceive anyone. It's just poor examples on a fixed $100,000 property. And you'll hear much of the same comment from me on April 2nd. And so that was my last item to update you on, and I'm sure maybe the mayor may finish with this as well, but Jane's been a tremendous teammate, and I'm so happy for her next step and journey with retirement. Yeah, she's been an incredible teammate. So appreciate that greatly and look forward to actually stepping in that role. And she's had an excellent mentor, and we know Jane likely just a phone call away. Yet has left the place in a much better place than she found it, in my opinion. So definitely miss you.
Thank you. I'm going to miss all of you also.
So that's all I had tonight, Mayor.
Any questions for Gene? Comments? Thanks, Gene. I'm going to delay mine. I'll move mine down to where the sheriff's at because don't want any emotions to get involved here before we end this meeting. So I'm going to move right to Shelby County Chamber and Commerce Industry, Todd Lane.
Good evening.
Evening, Todd.
Todd.
Just a few items of interest. We did have our Chamber Awards banquet, our annual banquet last Friday, and thank you to everyone who came and everyone who donated. It was a very fun night. Everything went really well. And our award winners were, for our nonprofit member of the year, it was the Shelby County Fair Board. For our new member of the year, it was Scooters Coffee. And for our business of the year, it was Dr. J's Family Eye Care. So Dr. J. And then our citizen of the year was Leslie Bielenberg. We had multiple nominations for citizen of the year. They were all, every year they're always all deserving. We had multiple letters about Leslie and her work with Alzheimer's, including a letter from the Alzheimer's office in Des Moines, telling us that they felt she should be a citizen of the year. So congratulations to Leslie. And as we were talking a little bit before the council meeting started, you probably noticed there's a lot of hairier guys walking around town than normal, and that's because we do have the Last Living Supper dramatization coming up. The first one will be this Sunday at 3 o'clock at the Ultimate Baptist Church. And if you can't make that one, there'll be another one on Good Friday at 7 o'clock, and that'll be at the Harlan First Methodist Church. Monday, the 25th, we do have a mobile food pantry taking place over at Betts. That'll start at 4:30. And a reminder, if you have events coming up in the summer or early fall, if you'd like some additional money to help you advertise those events, we are still taking hotel motel applications for this quarter. They do need to be into our office by March 28th, and then we'll have our meeting on April 9th and review those applications. There's also a really good lunch and learn program coming up. It's not going to be until April 17th, and it'll be at noon. This is going to be at Mertu in the Oval Room. It's going to be presented by Alzheimer's Association Iowa Program Director Jessica Duncan, and it's just going to be about Alzheimer's and dementia, just information about the disease itself and information for family members that are dealing with members of the family that may be suffering from the disease. And then finally, just a reminder that tomorrow there is a blood drive 11 to 5 at St. Boniface Parish Center in Westphalia. You can call Joni at 747-6132 to get an appointment. But again, as you all hear us talk all the time, our blood banks really need some help right now because they're way down. So and that's it for us. Any questions? Okay.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
HMU, Joe Ruschenberg.
Hello, everyone. Just a few items also. Water project update. McCarthy is back working. They are working at connecting our existing wells to the new mains. And then we have also temporarily connected 2 of our new wells to the system, and should have the 3rd new well temporarily connected to the system in probably a couple weeks. And then just have to work around those well houses being built, kind of around that. But we're gonna, since we've got good weather, there's no use in having that piping out into the elements. We could still cover them with insulated blanket, whatever, but at least we can temporarily plumb them in for right now and try to help out the system flows. McClure Engineering is starting that design of our new deep well. I think I mentioned that last meeting. We had good results from our test well that we that they had dug on the east, in our east well field. Looks like that's going to be a great producing well.
Is that east of Maple, Joe? Is that the?
Yeah, east of Maple, yeah. And like I said, we gave them the go-ahead now to start designing that because we got information back from Cahoy Pump who had constructed that test well. So we got that information, so they're going to start on final design of the deep well, try to get DNR permit taken care of so we can get moving on constructing that deep well also. With all that going on, we hope to have that deep well connected to the system, might be mid-summer before we get that connected, by the time we get all the permits and everything taken care of. But like I said, it's a good thing and should really help the system as a whole. Also, we did receive 2 bids yesterday for our final overhead to underground electric conversion project. Our low bid was $600,000 below the engineer's estimate. So again, the contractor our electric engineer is familiar with the contractor that is the low bidder, so I mean, there shouldn't be any issues there as far as, he's worked with him before. Should be a good contractor. But it's, like I said, it was a good surprise to see it that much lower than the engineer's estimate. We had planned to have a pre-construction meeting on April 10th at 1 o'clock, so I'll make sure that Al Powers with PD Engineering gets something sent out to probably Eugene, and then you can, let your departments know as far as to be there for that project.
You're saying April 10th, Joe?
April 10th, 1 o'clock. Be down in our boardroom. But like I said, we can get you something sent and make sure Al's got you on that email.
Sounds great.
Lastly, I want to again remind our customers to complete their lead service line surveys, or they can call our office to set up an appointment for our HMU employees to help them complete. We're looking at about 1,100 are completed to this point out of the 2,400 services we have. They do have to be complete by October 16th of this year. And I think that's kind of the way things have been going, so that gives us time to kind of get finished up. But any help we can get from our customers would be appreciated.
Might have to start shutting the water off to get some attention to some people.
Yeah. Other than that, do you have any questions or comments for me?
I think so.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
And we don't have anybody here from the Sheriff's Department. I think they had some conflicts, illness, just not be able to sit somebody here. If we have questions, I'm sure we can reach out.
Mr. Mayor, can I share one thing, I guess?
Sure.
Maybe, I think the sheriff was going to maybe touch base on it, but in regards to the sheriff's office here and things that happened in Iowa, there's a film about sex trafficking in Iowa that's going to be taking place out at Faith Family Church on Thursday, March 28th. Doors open at 6. The show starts at 6:30. It's actually one of the most moving documentaries that you will see in regards to the sheriff's office will be there answering some questions, talking about some recent cases and stuff that we've actually had one of the larger ones here last summer in the state of Iowa. So It's a free showing. It's just basically to put public education out about sex trafficking and how it happens and how it's happening in our backyard. So Thursday, May 28th out of Faith Family Church. Doors open at 6. It's free. Show starts at 6:30. It's a little documentary about lessons and then what to look for, and then the sheriff's office will be out there as well answering some questions and stuff on that. So it's called Grid Shock is what it is. So just a little PR if you're available next time. You might be shocked at some of the statistics that you would see in here.
What day?
What's that?
What day?
Thursday, May 28th. It'll be a week from this Thursday.
March.
They do have a little warning. They do say the film does contain some adult language and some discussion about sex trafficking and violence, just as a pre-warning, but it is a very eye-opening and one of the most impactful documentaries that's probably circling throughout the country right now, and we were fortunate enough to get that there. So kudos to Faith Family and the Sheriff's Office for showing it. So Thursday the 28th at 6 p.m. doors open.
Thanks, Cal.
Yep.
Everybody saw the report that's in there, so if you have questions, I guess we can reach out to Gene or reach out to Neil. I'm sure he'll be able to answer anything we have any questions about. So. Then I would move on to my report. Basically, I really have one thing to talk about. Circle back to where we started. One of those most common names you'll ever hear, Jane Smith. Doesn't even sound real. But boy, has she left a real impact on, where she's been. We thank you as a community, Jane, that you treated us like your home. I know you didn't grow up here, I know you weren't raised here, but boy, do you act like you care, about the community. And I know this isn't like your career, you treat it like a career, and that's I appreciate that. I sat in the council chair, I sit in the mayor's chair, but we're lucky, and you trained your successor. She went through the process to get to sit in your chair, so we're comfortable, moving into that next step. And thank you for that too. That you're always looking ahead. And that's a good thing, because, from my chair, I'm lucky to get caught up, let alone look ahead. So I appreciate, the confidence you give us, to be able to sit here, just we're here for meetings, but also we come to the noon meetings and the 6 o'clock meetings and the other meetings that we know if Jane Smith has stamped her name on it or said, yeah, I think this is okay, we need to be doing this, we're okay. And that means a lot, in being part of city government. I wasn't a part of city government until 8-9 years ago, and boy, I was lucky that you came along for the ride when I showed up, because it's made, not the job easier, but I do appreciate, because you look at other communities, and I know where Gene sits, you give him lots of confidence, and helped us have confidence in him, because of what you've, helped his ideas. You guys go back and forth and a lot of give and take. So I'm not going to claim this, what I have in my hand. I don't think I can read it because it's kind of small, Kyle. But and I might have the council come up, because this is from the council, and from me. I guess I was part of the council. But this is just I'll just read the big letters. Happy retirement, Jane Smith. You'll be missed.
Aw.
And thank you for what you've done for us. So,
Thank you.
here's a palm tree. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you have to read it out loud, though.
knows.
Maybe you can read.
Going on vacation.
You got a good eye doctor, you probably can read that.
So very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's get a picture with all of us.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. Oh, it's so sweet, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll go.
Sit up here for a picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come up here for a picture, yep.
Gene and Ashley, you can.
Yeah, you guys are part of this team. So.
I'm sure Todd can send them around too, so. Did you get it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Want me to read out loud?
You gotta be up front. You gotta be up front.
It says, in great appreciation for your many years of leadership, you fulfilled all your professional ambitions, and now is the time to achieve your personal
Let's get a
goals
headshot.
and start the golden phase in life. May your days be filled with elation and triumph, and your journey be filled with smiles and joy. You will be missed.
Oh, thanks. It's nice.
Ashley, there we go.
Couldn't get out of it, didn't you?
Which camera?
We don't know where we're
looking.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, guys.
Perfect.
You get it?
Yes.
He's a furry guy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Enjoy.
I don't need to
Thank you. I will miss all of you, and I thank you all for being great leaders in this community and great contributors to everything that's been good and going on and making our city as wonderful as it is. And so a lot of it goes to our leaders. Us in the background, we just bring you the information. You guys make the decisions to do the right thing for the public, and I have really enjoyed working with all of you. I appreciate all of you and the jobs you do. It's somewhat thankless job, I know, on your end, but we do really truly appreciate everything that you guys bring to this table. Appreciate it. Now I miss you all.
We'll miss you. Thank you for everything you've done, so.
Thanks, Jane.
Any comments from the public? Anybody else want to make any comments from up here?
Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Yeah, time to get together again. Meeting adjourned.